So hello everyone, my name is Atul. I'm your trainer. I'm Atul Palandurkar. Okay, so I'll be the trainer for Python. Today we will be covering, let's say, what is Python, basic history of Python, why we should learn Python, and some of the use cases. We will see that. Okay, and so let me switch over to the presentation. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll just share the screen, and we will switch to the presentation. Okay, so that we can understand few other stuff. And okay, what I'll do is I'll stop the camera so that you can see the presentation properly and understand other stuffs. Okay. If you guys face anything or if you have any doubts, please write it in chat box. Okay. So if you have any queries or any doubts, you can write it in chat box. I'll reply them. And if anything is there, just let me know. Okay, we may face little sometimes some issues with the internet and Zoom because a lot of people are using this nowadays. Okay, so we will be adding more people in the same time. Okay, so today we are just talking about Python. So what exactly Python is and all those other things. Okay, so I'll share you a small, show you a small demo as well. Before starting, let me I just want to put a small request with okay, so I just want to request you a thing that okay, keep your mic off, mute, keep your mic mute and video off, okay, so that we don't interrupt other people, okay, and all those things. Okay, so let me start with the session. So let's start with the introduction to the Python, what exactly it is and all those other things. Okay, so moving ahead, let me start with a small my, let's say, introduction. Okay, so this is a bit about me. Okay, my name is Atul Palandurkar. Here you can see one of my picture. Okay, I'm author of NetBeans ID How to. It's a book on Java. Okay, published by Pact Publications UK. Then another book, Practical Java Beginner Programming for Beginners. Okay, that is another book on Java. Then I'm author of one book on goal setting, titled as Goal Setting 4-Week Challenge. Then recently I have published another book, 140 Ways to Work from Home. Okay, so there are more than 100 ways you can work from home and earn using internet. So there is that is again a small book. Okay, then if you have ever heard of NetBeans, NetBeans is a software for Java, so NetBeans IDE. Okay, so I'm a member of NetBeans Dream Team. Okay, and I'm a member of Google Train the Trainer team as well. Then till date, I have received 12 awards and I'm Amazon trained e-commerce specialist as well. So if you want to start selling your products on Amazon or something, there again, I can help you with the people. Then I'm a digital marketer from 2008. So I run my own industry for digital marketing as well. Then I have developed a complete Android certification module for Simplilearn UK. I'm Oracle certified Java programmer, Oracle certified web component developer, and Oracle certified NetBeans platform associate. Okay, I have 15 plus years of experience in IT and I have worked on Java, Android, Python, and so many other languages. Okay, basically I'm a techie, turned digital marketer and trainer. Okay, so let me move ahead with the Python. So why basically Python? The first thing is it is very simple and easy language. Okay, if you don't even know any other language or if you have ever never heard learned any other language, okay, no problem at all. Okay, you can just go and learn Python because it's very easy. It's very easy. Okay, it's really very easy language, so you can easily go and learn Python. Okay, then second thing is it's object oriented language. It is an object oriented language like C++, Java, .NET, and all the other languages, general purpose languages now, other languages nowadays. Okay, programming languages nowadays. Okay, so it is an object oriented language. Okay, but it is a general purpose language. We call it general purpose language. I'll tell you why we call it general purpose language later. Okay, and this is a high level language where we can do a lot of things like for programming or application development on the system side. Okay, basically on the programming side. Then again, this is a case sensitive language. When I say case sensitive, that means there will be a difference. Okay, so when I say case sensitive and if I use some data type or whatever, some keywords, okay, for an example, if I use char, it is not equal to, it is not, sorry, it is not equal to char. Okay, so there is a difference between this char and this. Okay, so here the C is capital. Okay, here the C is capital, here C is capital, so it is not equal to this. So all the things are different. Okay, so we should never write it like that. Okay, so if I even similarly, if I say int and int, sorry, yeah, and int, it is different again. Okay, so it is case sensitive. That means if I write something in small case and if I write something in capital, okay, that is different. Then we say this is a dynamically typed. Sorry, this one is dynamically typed. Okay, this one is dynamically typed. Why we say dynamically typed? Because you don't need to define the variable here. Okay, similarly, or if you say likewise what we do in Java. Okay, so in Java what we generally do is we define, let's say, integer, okay, integer a equals to, let's say, 10. Okay, integer a equals to 10, we write it like that. But in Python we don't need to define like that. Okay, in C, C++, Java and other languages we generally define it like that. Okay, but in Python we don't need to define it like that. What we can do is we can simply write, let's say, a equals to 10. Okay, it will consider it as integer. But if I write, let's say, b equals to, let's say, 3.14, it will consider it as float. Okay, then if I consider, if I write, let's say, c equals to some character, let's say e, like that. Okay, so it will consider it as character. Okay, it will consider it as character, so I don't need to define it like that. Okay, and so many other things we don't need to write here. Okay, so we can just go and type dynamically and it will consider the things. Okay, that is why again it is very easy to understand and learn. Okay, only thing you need to keep in mind is we need to keep an eye on indentation. We need to keep an eye on indentation. So whenever we uh, use indentation, whenever we write indentation here. Okay, so we should use this. Okay, so whenever we say indentation, it is required. Okay, to keep an eye on that. So here, because here we in Java, like Java, we don't use curly braces. Like Java, we don't use curly braces here. In Java, generally what happens is, let's say, if you write a function like this, let's say, I'm just writing an example now. Okay, so we use curly braces and in between that we write our code. Okay, so we don't do this in Java. What we sorry, we do this in Java or C, C++. Okay, but we don't do it in Python. So in Python we can simply go and write it like that. Okay, so I can just give some space like this and I can start writing my code. But when I start writing again, let's say if I say again, if I go back to this, let's say I'll say display. Okay, and if I write something like that. Okay, so again if I start writing, okay, this will consider that, okay, this show is ended here, show is ended here only. Okay, here show ends. Okay, and the display is new started. So we need to keep this or we need to maintain this indentation or the space. Okay, so it's only space we need to keep an eye. Okay, or we need to maintain that space. So if you have, let's say, used 5 spaces, so you should maintain the 5 spaces entirely. Okay, then you can start from the 0 again, so to start something new. Okay, so that is how you should start. Then it is interpreted language. It is interpreted language. We don't need to compile it. It is the interpreted language. We don't need to compile it. Okay, and there is automatic memory management here or automatic garbage collection here like Java. Okay, so it's not like C or C++ where if I define something, let's say if I don't define any variable, for an example, if I just define in C, C++, what we happen is if we say something this, and if I try to print the value of A, okay, then let's say it will not, it will give me some garbage value. Okay, but I'm just giving an example. So if I try to print the value of A, okay, it will give me garbage value. But in C, C++ it happens, but in Java and Python it doesn't happen. So automatic memory management is there. Okay, so that is how we do all those things in this. Okay, so this is how we the Python is again very useful. But one more thing you should know, and that is a lot of people don't even know. They try to learn Python, but one should start from the basics of it, or basic history of it. Sorry. Okay, so Python came before Java. So Java officially launched in 1995. Java officially launched in 1995. Okay, but Python was launched in 1991. Yes, 1991. 5 years before Java, but a lot of people don't even know. Okay, don't know that, and people were not even knowing Python. Nowadays, only Python is booming and all. Okay, because it is being used in machine learning and all those things. Okay, again, machine learning and all. If you say it's not new, it's not a new thing. Okay, artificial intelligence basically started in 1950s. 1950s, yes. Okay, so but we are not aware of it, so you should know those things as well. Okay, so why again we use Python, because, and why we call Python as a general purpose language. The second, the things are, it is being used for developing so many different types of application. It is being used for developing different type of applications, like if you say it is being used for console application, it is being used for desktop application, it is being used to develop the web application, then we use it for mobile applications as well, and nowadays it is being used for developing machine learning and artificial intelligence applications, then IoT as well. Okay, so IoT is Internet of Things, where we are using that. Okay, in Internet of Things application, where we are using it. Okay, so we are using Python nearly everywhere nowadays. Okay, so you need to understand that, and you need to know. Okay, then again, similar to Java, Python is also platform independent. I'm just comparing other languages so that you should know the differences. Okay, so Python is again somewhat, let's say, sorry, Python is again platform independent, like Java. Again, Python is again platform independent as that of Java. Okay, so that's what the thing is. Then let's say I'll clear these things and we'll move a bit ahead. So again, why people prefer Python is this big reason why people prefer Python is there is a big or large number of libraries available with Python, large number of libraries available with Python, and people use it for so many things, or there are so many libraries already available in the market. Okay, so which you can directly go and use, and you can save a lot of writing code. Okay, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to basically reinvent the wheel. You can just go and uh, write your business logic. Okay, you can just go and write your okay, business logic. Okay, so you can just write it like that. So we have a lot of libraries for graphical user interfaces for, and for all the platforms. Like if you want to design the graphical user interface for desktop application, mobile applications, web applications, we already have those graphical interfaces. uh, Sorry, we are facing little issues with the internet and all. Okay, we know nowadays everyone is using internet and the Zoom, so Zoom is also creating some issues nowadays. Okay, so I'm really sorry, and let's continue. Okay, so we have large libraries, huge number of libraries available for graphical user interfaces, then web frameworks, multimedia, databases, different databases we can use. We can even develop the networking applications or network-based application. Then test frameworks are also available. Then we also have a lot of automation frameworks available. Then if you have ever heard of web scraping is again is possible, or we have a lot of libraries already available for web scraping. For an example, I'll just give you an thing that, okay, if you have some uh, business website, or let's say some directory websites where the a lot of services and people are listed. For an example, if we have a website where all the doctors are available, or the contact details of all the doctors are available, so I can just write a Python code to download all the details. Okay, and so I don't need to save it every time, or I don't need to save it manually. Okay, so that is how again a lot of people sell the databases and all. Okay, so they do web scrap. Okay, so they write web scrap or web crawlers. Okay, and they do it like that. Okay, then we have libraries for documentation, system administration, scientific computing, or we can say a lot of other places it is being used nowadays. Okay, then text processing, image processing, and internet of things. Okay, so it is being used everywhere nowadays, we can say, and that is why again it's booming. So but still the Java is number one language, and Python is on number three. Okay, and number two is C language. Okay, so still we have those things there. Okay, so we have these things here. Okay, so Python has jumped from last year it was on 4, and now it is on number 3. Okay, so Python is on number 3 now. Okay, so it's growing more and more. Okay, then let me show you some of the popular apps which are developed in Python, or some of the very popular applications which we use, but we are not aware that these applications are developed using Python. Okay, so let me start with the one which we use every day. We use Google every day something. Okay, but Google is developed using Python. Okay, Google is developed using Python. Okay, then if I say BitTorrent, if you have ever used this to uh, download the torrents and all, or the softwares or something like, or movies or something like that. Okay, so BitTorrent was a software which you can use. Okay, it is again developed using Python. Then if you have ever used Pinterest, it's a social media website, basically for the images, mainly for the images, and also you can create your own boards and you can upload all your images. This is again really good. Okay, for branding. Then if you have heard of Spotify, it is a podcast and the audio portal. Okay, so where you can uh, listen different audios and all. So there's no video or something, only audios are available. Okay, so it's a social media for audio, or audio platform, you can say. Yeah, sorry. Okay, then Quora, you must have used the Quora. So Quora is again developed using Python. Okay, so it's again a very good platform for all the things. Okay, then if you have used Dropbox, Dropbox is again developed using Python. Dropbox is again developed using Python. Then if I add one more, let's say Uber, if you have used Uber, you must have used Uber uh, sometime. Okay, so Uber is again developed using Python. Then YouTube is developed using Python, and the one we use often again. Okay, so that is Instagram. Okay, that is Instagram. That is again developed using Python. Okay, so these are some of the these I have just mentioned few of the portals or the apps. Okay, few of the portals or the apps where Python is being used, Okay, but there are tons of other portals or apps which are developed using Python, and we are not even aware of it. We are not even aware of it. Okay, so many applications are there. So many use cases are already there in the market. You can just go and check. Okay, if you even just Google which are the applications or popular applications developed in Python, you will get huge list. Okay, so I have just mentioned few of them here, because there's no point in adding tons of applications here and all. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a few of the applications here. Okay, then if you see for the jobs, if you look for the jobs again for Python and all. Okay, there are huge jobs available in the market in Python. Okay, so I was just searching on machine learning in Python, so you can see tons of jobs available in Python. Okay, only in let's say if you see 8,000 on this website, we have 8,000 plus jobs available. Then we, if you see this, 6,600 plus jobs are available. And again on this website, if you see total 12,771, 12,000 plus jobs are available for Python and machine learning. Okay, so many jobs are nowadays available on Python, which were not there a few years back now, and we'll have those a very good future there in market. Okay, so Python is again one of the very easy language and all those things. Okay. And if you see the average salary, machine learning or average Python salary, if you see in USA, it is generally 1,34,283. Okay, so it's like that. Then if you see in UK, it's more than 54,000 pounds. Then if you see in Canada, again it's more than $102,000. Okay. In Australia, again, it is more than $100,000, $107,000. Okay. Again, in India, if you see, it's more than Indian rupees. It's more than let's say, and these are the starting packages. So it's more than 8,700. Again, $87,000. Again, it's $74,000. Sorry, Indian rupees. Okay, so in every country, if you see, or if you see a lot of different again countries, all over you will be getting very good salaries, and these are the average starting salaries. These are the average starting salaries where you can get a very good job in big companies or MNCs. Okay, so you can think of it, because the basics of that, again, basics of machine learning and all is Python. Nowadays, everyone is using Python. Okay, again, in I think Qatar as well. We last time when I have seen. There was very good jobs available in machine learning and Python. They were paying minimum 6 to 8 thousand reals. So that was again a starting salary. Okay, so minimum 6 to 8 thousand reals. Okay, that was again a starting with no experience. Okay, freshers with no experiences. So they were paying minimum that. Okay, but I could see a lot of other options are there. So that was one company. Then again, I could see another company. They were paying $10 to $12,000. Sorry, 10 to 12,000 real. Okay, so you can get a very good salaries there as well. Then this is a broader picture. Then I wanted to show you that how the artificial intelligence or all that come up. So 1950s, I was I was saying that. Okay, if you remember, I was saying that. So it started in 1950s. Then machine learning came up after that. Then in 2010, the deep learning came up. Okay, and in 2016, the medical industry also came up with the deep learning, with the advantage of digital deep learning. They came up. Okay, so the more niche you go, more salaries you will get. Okay, but before that, all you need to learn is the basics. Okay, so that is how you should know. So that's why I just want to show you that again. So artificial intelligence, or we can say the deep learning is subset of machine learning is subset of artificial intelligence. Machine learning is subset of artificial intelligence. Okay, so and deep learning is subset of machine learning. So that is how we can understand. Okay, and that was a bit about the presentation. Then what I'll do is I'll just switch to the system. I'll just show you the some of the codes and all how we can use. So here is the one where I just wanted to show you some of the codes or some practical examples. Okay, so this is the IDE which I'm using is Visual Studio Code. Okay, here I'm using Visual Studio Code because it is one of the very easy, one of the very lightweight software. Okay, where I can just go and run my code. So for an example here, if you say I am opening one of the code like print, let's say hello world, I don't need to use the semicolon what we use in C, C++, Java and some other languages. So I don't need to terminate a statement using semicolon. I can simply go and write. So this is again dynamically typing. Okay, we are not using anything here. Okay, so print hello world, then again a blank print I'm using, so it will print a blank line like slash and what we use in C, C++ or Java. Then again, if I print hi, it should print like that. Then what I can do is I can simply right click and I can say run Python file in terminal. So here only in terminal, it will show me the output. I don't need to go anywhere else or on command prompt or terminal. It will run directly here only. Okay, so I'll get my output here only. And here you can see that. Okay, hello world and hi. Okay, it is printing this blank line here. It is printing a blank line here. Okay, empty line here. It is not printing anywhere. So because we use this blank print. Okay, so that is how we just use this. Then if I open another one, let's say variables, that's what I was saying. I don't need to define the data type. If I simply say x is equals to 5, it will consider it as integer. If I say y is equals to 3.5, it will consider it as float. And if I say z is equals to or z is equals to abc, it will consider it as string. Okay, so that is why it's easy again. And if I run it again, there's another option here. You can click on this play button or run button. It will run in Python. Okay, terminal. So first time it took little time. Now you can see it quickly it run. Okay, so it's showing me the output. Let's say 5, 3.5, and X. Okay, so it's showing me all that. Okay, and that's how it's very easy. Okay, so next time if we say how we can write the comments, so just wanted to show you that. Okay, this is how we write the single line comments. Okay, this is how we write the single line comments. Okay, using the hash. It's like hashtag we are using nowadays in social media and everywhere. Okay, so starting with the hash. Okay, and then you can write the single line comment. But if you want to write the multiple line comment, basically you should write it like this. Okay, basically you should write it like this. So you can write it like this: 3 times quote and 3 times unquote, 3 times quote and 3 times unquote. So you can write it like that, and this is whatever you want to write. This is a multi-line comment. I just use a small print statement just to show you that if I write comments in my code, if I write comments in my code, the comments will not be read. Okay, so the Python interpreter will not read any of your comments. It is only for you. Okay, it is only for you. Okay, or ourself, because if we, and it is always better you write comments, because if you don't write comments, after a few days you may find it difficult to understand your own code, that you may not understand your own code, and you may forget that okay, why you have written this. So it is always better to write comments. Okay, and that is how we can see that. Okay, so if I run this again, if you can see, I'll get that. Okay, so now I understand comments in Python. Okay, so it is printed that message. Okay, it has printed that message. Okay, then if I try to add small, perform small addition here, a simple addition here. I'm saying x is equals to 5, then y is equals to 3. Okay, so here I am declaring two variables: x is equals to 5 and y is equals to 3. Okay, so here we have declared two variables, x and y. Okay, x is 5 and y is 3, and I'm adding them to, and copying the value to z. Okay, so I'm simply saying, x plus y equals to z. Okay, x plus y equals to z. Okay, so and if I print the value of x, y, and z, it should print the addition. So 5 plus 3, it should print 10. 5, 3, and 10, 8. Okay, 5, 3, and 8 should be the output. Okay, so if I run this again, I'm getting 5, 3, and 8. Okay, again I'm getting 5, 3, and 8. Again, if you want to run it, it is again, you can write it like this as well. So let's say 004, and if I hit the tab, okay, it will write the name of that file. I just hit the tab. Okay, so it will write the name of the full file. Okay, and I can press enter. Okay, so if I put enter now, okay, it is giving me the output. Okay, so this is how it works. A simple way. You can either use this button to run it. You can right click and say run. Okay, or you can, when open the terminal, okay, you can just go to file menu. You can just open terminal. Okay, you can just open terminal, and you can run it here. Okay, so and you can write the Python command to run it. Okay, so that is again a way to do it. So these are the simple ways to run a Python code. Okay, on this ID. Okay, so this is really very easy to understand, and all those things are there. Let me jump to one file which is here. Yeah, so let's say print, I'm saying enter the name, then it should print. Okay, let's say it's taking the input here. Okay, so this is the way to take the input in Python. So what I'm saying is I'm just printing a message first. Let's say enter the name. Okay, so it should enter the name. Then if I say, when I say x is equals to input, okay, so this will this input function will get the values. It will help me input the data. Okay, and here I'm saying hello semicolon then space, and I'm using plus to concat. I'm using plus to concat. Okay, so it will concat. I'm using x here. I'm adding x here, so it will replace the value of x here. Okay, and there is another way. This is the shortcut way. This is basically the shortcut to take the input. Okay, shortcut to take the input. Okay, so shortcut way to take the input, or small way, easier way to take the input. Okay, because here if you say I have used 3 lines, I have used 3 lines, I have written this code in 3 lines. Here exactly same will work in 1 line. Okay, here it will work in single line. Okay, so instead of writing 3 lines, I saved those 3 lines. I did the same thing in one line, single line. Okay, so here I said hello, and I'm directly passing input here. Okay, I'm using input function here. So we will take the value, it will concat, and it will print. Okay, let's give it a try to this. Let me run this again. So here saying it's saying enter the name. So I'll say ABC. Okay, so it has done. It's showing me hello ABC. Again, it's asking for the input. Okay, so let's say XYZ. Okay, so it's printing XYZ. Hello XYZ. Okay, so that is how we can just use it. So it is again easier one. Okay, so instead of writing multiple lines, you can do the same thing in single line. Okay, so that is why that is how I'll be covering a lot of other things. So total in this, if you see, I'll be covering approx 73, more than 70 examples are there, which I'll be covering. I'll be explaining or I'll be teaching you. Okay, so there are more than 73 examples or programs I'll be conducting. We will be covering, okay, during the training. Okay, and there will be a lot of assignments given to you. Okay, so let me show you the number of assignments as well, because all those assignments are important, because if you don't do the assignments, it is like okay, so we'll be doing the assignments as well, a lot of assignments as well. Let me check where the file is. Okay. But there are more than 60 assignments are there. Okay, so there are so many assignments are also there. Okay, so I'll cover more than 60 assignments and 73, let's say, programs. Okay, so means nearly 150, you can say, or more than 150 programs you will be working on. Okay, during the course. Okay, so the course is completely practical. We won't be doing or using any PPT again. That this PPT presentation was only to show you the or introduce you with the Python. Okay, and now onwards we will not use any of the uh, presentation or PowerPoint presentation PPTs. Okay, this training will be completely practical, where you will be learning all the uh, things right from the basic to the intermediate level. Okay, so that you can understand everything in the Python. Okay, so that is how we will go with this. If you have any doubts or queries, just let me know. You can write it in chat box and I'll reply with you. If you would like to speak, I'll just okay. So any one of you would like to speak something, or let's say something. Or if you have any doubts or queries, just let me know so that I can answer them. How long the course duration is? The course duration would be approx 1 month. Okay, course duration would be 1 month. Every day we will be spending approx 2 hours. Okay, minimum 1 hour, max 2 hours. Every day we will be spending, because we need some time to cover all these assignments. Okay, sorry, all these programs. Okay, so minimum 1 hour, maximum 2 hours. Okay, depending on the topic we will be covering on particular day. Okay, so every day we will be doing that, and course duration would be approx 1 month. Okay, any other question, guys? Any other question, anyone? Okay, I think there's no doubts. Okay, if you guys have no doubts, can you just let me know how was the session? How do you like it, or anything else? Or what do you expect? What do you guys expect more? Is everyone available online? Am I audible to everyone? Very good. Okay, thank you.
ايه يعني لقيت مصيبة يعني ولا إيه؟
Uh, yeah, tell me. I'm not able to hear you. Okay, I think it was mistaken. Okay. Mohammed, you wanted to say something? You could see Mohammed's iPhone. Okay. You wanted to ask something or say something?
Yes, I was just asking right now. You start using some variables, names which I'm not familiar with. I thought this should be starting from scratch.
Yeah, we'll be starting from scratch. Yes.
So we need to know exactly what is variables, what is
تمام
Yeah, we will do that. We will start from scratch, no problem at all. Okay. Can you just let me know about your background, what you have done or something? Do you have any done? Do you have done any programming before or nothing?
no, actually nothing. Uh, a main Visual Basic back in 90s when I was in college.
Okay, no problem at all. We'll start from scratch, no worries.
It's required to have a laptop on the session to have more details, to start some practicals.
Yeah, if you have a laptop or something, that will be really great. Because if you after the class, you can try all those assignments or all those things on your own. Okay? Because during the class, I'll explain everything. I'll show you all the practicals and all those things. Okay. But after the class, let's say when we are done with the class, you can before the another class means let's say today if you are finished with one topic, you should definitely try that on your own. Okay, and if you face any problem, you can WhatsApp me or you can just give me a buzz. Okay, and I'll help you out with that. Also, I'll be sharing all the video recordings of all the sessions. Okay, so every day if we are done with something, I'll be uploading those video sessions. Okay, after the editings, because sometimes if internet goes down or the Zoom goes down. Okay, so I'll just edit those parts and I'll upload those videos. So you will get those videos as well. All of you will get those videos. Okay, so that you can refer those videos in the future as well. So that it will help you with your doubts and all. And still, if you face any doubt or anything, you can ping me anytime. Okay, so you can just leave a message and you can ask your queries. I'll be there to answer. I hope that answers your question.
What do you think will be the severity of the programs we will be able to conduct?
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
By finishing the course, we
Yeah.
will be able to conduct like what is the difficult level of the program we will be able to prepare or use or develop, let's say like this.
Yeah, at the end of the course or after the course, definitely you will be able to write different small applications. Okay, that is why I am completely my approach is completely practical. So I don't believe in theories, because companies don't ask you theories. Companies will ask you what you have done or how much experience you have, if you can write code and all. Okay, so companies will ask you that. So and that's why my approach is completely practical. I don't believe in theory. Okay, and we will be doing everything practically. The only thing I require from you guys is whatever assignments I'll be giving, you should do it. Okay, you guys should do it. You guys should complete it within the time. Okay, because if you don't focus on that, that will be ruined. Okay, is it okay?
What is the cost for the course?
Uh, for that, you will get a call. What you guys can do is I'll share a number. You can just connect on that number. Okay. For cost and other details, you will get all the details from Zahir. I'll be sharing the number in the chat. You guys can just okay. So let's say 55100935. So you can just give him a call. Okay. He will help you with all the details. So payment details are there, and all the details. He will help you with that. Okay. Prabha, you were having any question? You were raising hands.
Yeah. Hi, this is Prabha here. So the tool, what tool we will be using for this course? Actually,
Prabha, I'm not able to hear you. Your voice is breaking in between. Can you write it in chat box?
yeah.
Your voice is breaking. I'm not able to hear you completely.
What is the tools that you will be using for this one? Tools.
Okay, tools. I'll be using two things. I'll install the Python in JDK, Python SDK, means Python software development kit. Means I'll install the Python first, and I'll install this. That is Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is Visual Studio Code I will use. Okay, so these are the only tools we will be using. We don't require anything else. And this, when we install this, we just need to install a small plugin. Okay, so it takes online. We don't need to worry about. That's only 3-4 MB. Okay, so it's a very easy one. I'll show you how to do it, or how we can do it easily. So it's really very easy to use it. So this one is very easy one. Visual Studio Code, it is free. We don't need to pay for it. Everything is free. Okay, the tools are free. So Visual Studio Code tools we will use is, let's say, I'll put it in chat box. Visual Studio Code. So basically we will use Python and Visual Studio Code. Okay, that is the only thing. Okay, and in Visual Studio Code, we just need to add a small plugin so that it takes automatically. Okay. So, okay, sorry, I wrote it to someone else. Okay, so basically we use, you can install on your computer. You can install on your computer. So first you have to install the Python. First you have to install the Python. So let me show you that. Okay. Okay. So first what you have to do is, let's say you can go to Python. Let's say Python download. Okay, if you're using Windows 10, you can do it like that. No need of PyCharm and all, because it may confuse you at some points. Okay, or that is little heavier one as well. Okay, Visual Studio Code is very lightweight, and it runs very fast. Okay, so you can just search like Python download, and you can just download for your different machines. Okay, so whichever machine you have, you can just download and use it. Okay, so it's very easy. Then if you want, you can just go for, let's say, Visual Studio Code. Okay, Visual Studio Code download. Again, if you Google, you will get the Visual Studio Code for Mac, Linux, and Windows. Okay, you can just click on that and you can download that again easily. Okay, so whatever your machine is, okay, 64-bit or 32-bit. Okay, so you can just download and you can use it. Okay, you can install it. It's really very easy, and it's very lightweight. It runs very fast. You don't need to wait for other things. Okay, so it runs very fast. And again, from Python org, you can download the Python. That is again simple one. If you already have installed Python on your system, you can simply go and download the Visual Studio Code. You don't need anything else then. Gautam, you had some question? You had raised hand, Gautam. Anyone else or any other question, guys? Okay. Any other doubts? Any other question? When we start the training, I'll share my number and everything so that you can just connect me anytime. So, and we will also create a group where we can communicate. Okay. So, everything we will be doing. Okay. So I'll be sharing all those things. Okay. I'll be sharing all the code with you. All the code will be shared with you. Okay. So whatever examples we will do, I'll share all the code with you. I'll share all the assignments with you. So only thing required is you need to complete the assignment so that you can uh, understand all the things, and you should you get a hands-on experience on that, because if you don't have hands-on experience you may face issues. Okay, so that's why I want complete practical and hands-on experiences. Okay. If you guys have any question, just let me know. And okay, so just telling you again, let's say for payment details and all the other things, you can contact Zahir. Okay, okay, for the things, or if you guys need my number, I'll no problem, I'll share my number as well. So currently I'm stuck in India for, let's say, because of this lockdown and all, so I'm using this number, so you guys can just ping me on this number. Okay, so anytime you can just contact me. Okay, so that is again, okay, this will be my number. Okay, or you can just say, okay, so that is my number. Okay. So you guys can do this. Okay, so contact Zahir for other details. He'll share the fees and all the other details. Okay, so we will create a common link for, let's say, a month. Okay, so every day you can just simply use that link and join the training. Okay, so every day we will be spending approx 2 hours. So be ready for, let's say, 2 hours, and you can just try those things. So during the class, again, I'll suggest one thing: so not to do other stuff, because it may you may face some other issues, because the topics will not be cleared and all those things. Okay, so and after once you're done with the class, I'll be definitely sharing some assignments and all those things related to the topics. Okay, so you can just try those assignments, and if you face anything, you can ping me on my number or in WhatsApp, so that we can solve the issues. Okay, we will also have some, let's say, weekly we will also have a session, a different session, which we will, let's say, have a problem solving session where we will solve the problems or assignments or something like that. Okay, so we will cover, we'll do that as well. Okay, and if you still have any doubts or anything, just let me know, or you can ping me, or Zahir, if Zahir doesn't answer your call, just ping me on this number on WhatsApp or anything. Okay, you can, I'll reply with the other details then. Okay, thank you for your time, guys. Thank you for your time. Okay, if you guys have any doubts or anything, just feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'll just call it a day.